This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So we're going to take a look here and see what's going on with crude oil, natural gas, and then we're going to look at today at Netflix, nflx. It just got upgraded today, so we're going to see what the old chart looks like. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil, your minute and your 5-minute chart. Now, Powell is speaking today. That's why crude is just wet and wild. But again, it was so far, it's been really good scalping UCO. I already got a buck out of UCO. I scalped it twice. So this is really good trading here, but you got to be fast. Okay, so let's just take a look at this 1-minute chart. You can see how it leveled off here really nicely here. And then what happened, you can see where it broke out. And we pretty much had the same kind of a level here. But once you broke out, look how nice that is all the way up. When you see that red candle, you got to get out of that trade, okay? But then when you see this is gone, okay? Boom. I was long out over here, but I just say when this is going all the way here. Now, as this came on down here, I just rebought it right there, and I sold it right here because you went right into that key 100 SMA here. You put a topping tail in here. So now we got to see maybe get another scalp in. If we can get above that 8203, I'll probably jump right back into the UCO again and take it up higher. UCO had a really good swing here today so far. You had a 33.57 on the bottom and 34.40 on the top. It ran right up here, and then it came right on down, and then it ran up again just nicely. Now we look at the 5-minute chart here. Pretty much the same thing. It's easier. That's why I like to use the 1 minute right above the 5-minute. You can see it a much more clear kind of a situation, and where you can see when she dropped off very nicely and very hard. But then it rallied up here, but then see, you got to watch all these simple moving averages. That's for the tell you got to get out. Okay, so when I see something like this, where you went up here to this 200-day, and you just popped up and you went right back in, boom, I'm out of the trade, okay, just like that, okay? So I can get in and out of trade probably, I don't know, 10, 12 seconds, all right? I already have all the trades set up. You know exactly what I'm going to do. Or a lot of times I'll use stop losses, but like this instant, I was just looking for some quick money here on the UCO, and look how nice that went here on the old crude. So now we've got to see how it's all going to shake out the rest of the day. Okay, let's take a look here on a daily chart. Okay, here we have crude oil daily chart, and we have a natural gas daily chart. Let's take a look at the old crude ski here, okay? So you can see here what we had is we had this double top situation, okay? Well, what we had is we had that hurricane come through the Texas area, but through Jamaica first, and then through Mexico and through Texas. Now, a lot of times you think, well, a hurricane, you know, that's going to take the price higher, but you have to be very careful with that because unless it shuts down the rigs, which it did not do, but it shut down the ports, okay? So when you shut down the ports, what do? Okay, you stop the refiners, okay? You do all that, get the gasoline. So what do you need oil for if you can't refine it, okay? So always look at that. You got to look at the big picture. But if you start shutting down the rigs, well, that's a whole different thing then, you know, because you're cutting down the supply. But right now you don't need the supply because all the ports are shut down for all the refiners and all the distribution and things like that. So got to be very careful. Now, today is going to have that API report, but you want to watch that. That's going to be very key. And tomorrow, the EIA at 10:30, that's going to be very key to see what's going on with the old crude oil here as far as supply and demand. Now, what we have is that double top, same way we had here. Okay, so always got to watch it. When you see old sticky up here like that, that tells you got to get out of the trade, go short. I didn't go short. I just got out of my long trades here. But I am long from way back here, all the way from the first of the year. And then I traded every day. I scalped the UCO, which has actually been very good as far as the trading goes. Now, you can see this here. What we have is you have a high, lower high, and lower lows. Okay, that's really never good. So today, what we did is we got down here as low as 81.31. So I said, just watch this area here first. This was that 81.90, 82.04 level here. Now, obviously, you went below that. So then your next level here was 81.38. Today's low here was 81.31. So you lined up pretty good. Now, your next level here is going to be right there. Is going to be 80.97, and then you're going to start coming into the simple moving average at 21-day here at 80.64, and then we have the old Hondo here going on here at 80.38. Now, again, if that's all lost, yes, we can look here at the bottom of these candles here, but realistically, you're going to come right down to this 50 SMA and that 200-day sitting right out at 79.36 level here. That's pretty much where you're going to go to if big if that 21-day and that 100-day is lost. That's like the target. So I always like to show you where you can go. Now, the upside, what you're looking for is looking for the bottom of yesterday's candle, that 82.08. Right now, you're sitting at 81.79, 81.80 real time. And then this is going to be the key level right here, is going to be that 8 simple moving average at 82.61. It's going to be very, very tough to get above that. But again, if you can, then we can just ratchet right on up here. See, so you look at 82.72. We have, look at the bottom of that candle, 83.02, and then we have 83.32. These are your resistant levels here and your upside targets then. Okay, so you have 83.64, then we have 83.93, 84.38, and then your big retest up there, 84.52. Again, I like to show you where it can go, but this is going to be the key right here. Okay, so you have your 8 SMA, 82.60, and then we have on the downside is 80.63. So right now, we're going to be trading this. It's going to be like a ping pong action going on between these two simple moving averages. Now, as the day progresses and when the futures open, that 21-day is going to get up higher. It might roll over. Then you're going to get to see that nice action and see which way it breaks. You break above that 21-day or that 8 SMA here, then you know you have that 84.52. You break below this 21-day, then you know you got that 79.38 level here to deal with here. Okay, so basically just trade that range. Now, again, anytime that like Powell speaks here, because he's talking about rates and all this kind of stuff, and and inflation and recession, all that, that's always going to affect crude. Okay, so basically this is the day that what you do is you sit in front of your computer and you just trade. Okay, that's what you do, just trade. Now I'm just trading on a long side until we start losing some of those levels. Then you can go down to the downside, but that's what I'm doing there. Now you look at your RSI here. Well, you come right on down, but that doesn't mean anything. You could have a nice rally up and that could curl right up here. It's not really showing you anything. This I don't like. You had a nice, that's the buy signal when it crossed over, but now it looks like it wants to roll over here. And now if it does and it crosses below that 200-day here, that's never going to good, and that could come down and we could have a lot lower prices here. Okay, let's take a look here at natural gas. Now, natural gas here, if you watch my video this morning, I said just watch this key level right here, okay? Right there is the 2.47. That is your 8-day, and then we have your 2.46 here. That's your 221 or 200 SMA here. Let me just make sure that that's right. Okay, yeah, okay, say 2.46. That is your 200 SMA. These are your key levels here, okay, that we're going to be looking for here on the upside. Now, you notice today we have a higher high and a higher low, and you held half of yesterday's candle. That's always very bullish. But, big but here, this 200-day, that 8-day, very, very strong, okay? That's the key, okay? So if we can get through that, then you have that 50-day right above it at 2.54. That's what your target is going to be, okay? So again, just watch that 200-day, watch that 8-day. If we can get above it, then we have that 50-day. That is going to be your upside target. Now, UNG was a really good scalp today. I scalped 50 cents out of it. Now, I don't have any position right now in natural gas, but I got 50 cents out of that UNG. I'm trading 5,000 shares. So that was a really, really good trade here. But again, how I looked at it is we held half that candle, okay, and then you're only going to rally up here. We got as high today as 2.448, so that 2.46 is sitting right there. Okay, why take the risk? Until we can get above all this, you can close above this 200-day to 50-day, especially this 8 SMA, then we have a nice target up here at the 21-day. Okay, but until you do that, this is going to be strong resistance. So this could just be like a little relief rally, and this could come flying right down real quick. Okay, so what you want to do on the downside is watch today's low. That's at 2.33. And then we'll come over here at 2.31, and then we watch yesterday's low at 2.26. That's very, very key. Then we can always come over here because there was your 2.26 right there. Then we can always come over here, 2.24, 2.21. Okay, we have 2.16, 2.15, but this is what you'd be looking for is this 100-day sitting at roughly 2.15 is what you're looking for. But right now, you know what I'm saying? You got a nice higher high. This might be the bottom right here. Again, if it can explode through this and get above all of that, then we can take that bad boy higher. But until then, I got to really respect that 8 simple moving average because look how many times, okay? Yeah, just because it went higher, but where did all this close? Below that 8 SMA, okay? But now, when we look over here, your RSI, get a little juice going on up here. And right here, your MACD, your green is still below your red, but again, your bars here are starting to curl up here. So if we get that to curl up here, we might be able to take this bad boy higher. But for me, I just trade it. That's how I look at it. Okay, let's take a look here at Netflix. Okay, here we have Netflix. This is just your daily chart, okay? So you can see here how we just had that nice gap and go, okay? So a gap and never filled that gap, and then she just running right on up here. Had another gap. This is probably the earnings here. Ran right on up here. Then we had a gap to the downside, okay? But this gap is not filled. This gap is not filled. So always keep that in mind just in case we have a sell situation going on, okay? Now, okay, Netflix got an upgrade today. You're sitting at well, your high here is 697.49. Today's high got as high as 695.27. Okay, so you have to crack above that 697.49. It got an upgrade, and he's got a target on there of 755, which could be easily done. There's really no question. You look at this RSI here. Okay, see, this is what you call strength. Okay, when you see that riding it all the way through, there's no divergence. This is just absolute strength. Okay, same way with here. Your green is over your red, but this is just absolute strength here in this stock. Now, what you're looking for here on the upside is that price channel. Okay, so we look at that. That's 297.49. That is the key. If you crack that, you're going to go to that 700 area. Might have a little tough time around that 700. Once you crack that 700, the next level is going to be 7.25, and you're going to get that 755 very easy. So just remember that. On the downside here, what you want to do is watch that 8 SMA. See this? 682.91. You want to hold that because look at this 8 SMA here. Okay, so once it lost that 8 SMA, I always point it out. Then you look to the next one. What do you have? 21 day. Look at this. Okay, see how nice it's holding it? Even when you lose the 8, look how nice that 21 day is holding that bad boy the whole way. Now again, if you lost that, then we come down here, look at the 50. But you notice that it's not. That's how strong this stock is. Okay, so watch that 8 SMA, and then what we want to do is right there. That's key. That's 682.92. Now, again, if that's lost, this is going to be the key level right here. That's 672.20. That's that 21 SMA. Very, very key because look at it. You can see how many times. Okay, daily. Look at this. Look how many daily. Look how many weeks. Look at this. Even when it sells down, it puts all sticky here right to that 21 day. Okay, very, very key. Now, again, if that's lost, you can come down to that 50 SMA here at that 639.32. But it's going to have technology is going to have to roll over for that to do that. Right now, tech is very, very strong. However, always watch in the fall. You get that September, October kind of a month situation. You could fall off the cliff there very, very easy here. So don't have no opinion. Just trade the charts. Okay, so upside 697.49. You close above it, you're going to go to that 750. No question about it. Okay, downside, just watch that 8 SMA. 682.91. If that's lost, we have that 21 day at 672.20. Okay, now if that's lost, then we can come down to the 50 SMA here, and we're looking at 639.32. Now there are support levels here, in between that, because you can look at all these candles here. But realistically, as fast and as hard as Netflix will move on the downside, just look at that as the buying opportunity here is your 21 SMA here and your 50. Simple moving average here. But overall, look at the strength on this bad boy here. Okay. Nice. Okay, that's what I got for you. A little crude, a little net of gas, a little Netflix. I'll be back here after the pitch close at 2:30, and we will look at crude oil and natural gas. Thanks for watching.